Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and I am starting a new series. I've decided to call it For the Love of Paper Pads. And the reason I decided to do this series is because I have a little bit of a paper addiction, especially paper pads, and especially 6x6 paper pads. I love them. They're cute. You get all the papers. So I have 43 6x6 paper pads. Yeah. So I've decided that that is what my focus is going to be, is to try and use up some 6x6 paper pads. So I have these cute pool pictures. So I'm going to start with the Summer Lights collection. I have some of the sticker sheet left. I have a few pieces of chipboard, and I actually have used quite a bit of this paper pad. So I'm going to see if I can use up some more of it, and then maybe look into making some cards with some of the other pieces. I still have quite a bit, so let's get started. Okay, so I've gone through the paper pad. I've picked the pictures I'm going to use. I decided that I wanted to put 4 different papers on each of the corners. These are going to be those 4 papers, and I'm just cutting them in half on a diagonal. And I don't make you watch me do all of that, but just kind of the way I do it is I set both of the corners into the little groove, and then it pretty much cuts it directly in half, except for some reason it didn't cut that. So I take it over to my sewing machine and stitch along the edges and end up with this. Now, I had gold thread in my sewing machine, so that's what I went with, and that's the only reason for that. Now, I've gone through some of the other 6x6 papers, and I'm going to use them to back my photos. Now, normally I like to back completely around my photos, but for some reason, I didn't want to cut down my pictures, and I kind of thought that it would just be fun to just kind of layer them up as an angle, kind of like you threw a bunch of pieces of paper down on the table and then your pictures were on top of it, or at least that was kind of my thought process as I was doing this. Now, I didn't feel like I needed to gut these. I could have, and then I would have ended up with a ton more scraps, but I really am trying to use up these 6x6 papers. This one I am cutting just because I didn't want it to go that far. Now, as far as the pictures are concerned, this was when we went to Disneyland. We were sitting by the pool, and we got the kids and us some pina coladas. Obviously, theirs were virgin, but ours were not. So I did remember that I had the other offcuts of the corners, and I thought, oh, that might be fun to kind of pull some of that in. And so that's what I'm doing here, especially this one at the top that I'm taping now, because, and then there I go getting it. I don't know. I just couldn't. I guess it was too much. I am a little bit of a paper hoarder, and I'm trying to be much better about that. But because the colors were so different in that piece of paper, the colors up top are almost totally different than what is down on the bottom. So it's almost like it's a different piece of paper, but it's not. So that's it for my papers. And now I am going to work on some of the embellishments. And I have a few pieces of the chipboard, and I have a few pieces of the sticker sheet, but I really don't have a lot of either. And so I really wanted to use quite a bit of them. Now, I love that mermaid hair because my daughter has crazy hair from being in the pool. And then that little pineapple paper clip from flea market from Hobby Lobby is perfect. I was like, pina coladas, needs to have a pineapple on the paper. Love it. Now, I could have titled it, I guess, anything. There are several different choices for this particular one. I mean, there's mermaid hair, there's I think it says summer vibes, there's the sun, and ultimately I'm going to go with sun. And the reason for that is because we were enjoying the sun and it really wasn't summertime. But nobody really needs to know that. And this is when I realized, okay, I'm putting down all of these embellishments and I haven't glued down my main element yet. And things were starting to slide and things weren't going to be in the right spot. So usually I'm pretty good about sticking and plunking, but for some reason I just forgot to tape down that main element. So here I am kind of fussing with everything because now things aren't exactly where they were before, but this is pretty much how it ends up looking. The chipboard pieces are not very sticky, so I decided to just take my Scotch Tacky glue and add it to all of the chipboard pieces. And I am really enjoying this series. So I hope that you are enjoying it as well and that you'll play along. I got a couple close-ups coming up and apparently I need to show it to you twice. So there you go. We'll see you next time. Remember to wear your crown. Oh, good. It does say vacation vibes. Not summer vibes. Good, because it wasn't summertime. Okay, done rambling. We'll see you next time. Wear your crown. Bye.